Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, one of the Negro League fighters, one of my heroes in boxing, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, gonna be fighting on the 7th against a dude named Nichols. And I'm not gonna act like I know the dude, right? I haven't really did my research on him, but Demetrius Andrade is fighting. He's a hero of mine. He's one of the Negro League fighters, which you guys know the definition of. Fighters that are obviously awesome, but they have to go through all these hurdles and obstacles not to get fights. And people are avoiding them, legendarily avoiding these kind of fighters. Now, Demetrius Andrade has just come out and said what he's always been saying, but he's just like, somebody asked him, hey, what do you think about the Canelo versus John Ryder fight? And he just says it's more BS, more another easy fight for Canelo, right? And, people play this game for a long time, but if anybody can say that, that's Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Right, first of all, everybody knows that he's awesome. Don't ask people in the internet. Ask the boxers. He's well respected. One of the best female fighter of all time thinks he's awesome. The GOAT in Clarissa Shields. She's been wanting him to fight Canelo. A lot of people won't say anything about Canelo when they talk about Demetrius Andrade because they know damn well you better not mention Demetrius Andrade around Canelo. Now, well, the reason why we mention Canelo is because Canelo is perceived to be top 10 pound for pound, top 5 pound for pound. Some even had him number 1. And it's an egregious thing to say because Demetrius Andrade exists in the same time period. It's just parallel dimensions, right? Because Demetrius Andrade has been a champion longer than Canelo. For example, he was the champion in 2013. He was the champion at 154, and Canelo was his mandatory, a challenger. You know what happened then? The champion was begging Canelo to fight him. He was told him, hey, I thought mandatories want to be champions. We've probably all seen that. So he's begging the guy to fight him. And Canelo doesn't have to do it. And the WBC, the sanctioning body, helps him to get around the thing. So at 154, Canelo didn't fight him. Demetrius Andrade gets stripped of the title, right? Which we've talked about all the time. Then they gave it to Leon Smith. Who did Canelo fight? For the same title, the WBO. Leon Smith, right? That's what he did. Incredible. Go up to 160. Demetrius Andrade goes and signs with the Zone so he can be with Canelo Alvarez and his mandatory Jaime Munguia and the other middleweight that people were saying that was the best middleweight for the last 25 years, Gennady Golovkin. They were all at the Zone. Do you know what they all told the Zone? Don't you come mentioning this Demetrius Andrade to us. And the Zone, instead of saying, Demetrius Andrade, you are our guy, we're going to invest in you, they got rid of Demetrius Andrade so they can keep all 3 of them busters that don't want to fight one guy. But they know they can get away with that in America, right? Americans would rather have these lead up to fights with subtitles. We forgetting Demetrius Andrade is the American champion, and when you know what? He speaks English, by the way, right? Not even broken English. Don't need no subtitles for the lead ups. But we don't seem to want those guys to speak English, right? And they're awesome. So when it comes to me, right? Y'all know I figure out a reason to talk about Demetrius Andrade. I haven't talked about him much this week. He says fight week because in all this stuff that's going on, right? Because like I told, when he was at the Zone after every fight was calling out Charlo, who's on the other side of the street at Showtime. So now he couldn't get none of those fights. Right? And now somebody might come in. This is how people do. Demetrius Andrade makes the wrong business decisions. Right? The people say that. And what bothers me, though, is it's the ones in the know. If you are doing boxing every day, you know damn well it ain't no business decision. It has nothing to do with business decisions. That's the great business decision to be at the same promotion company as the best fighter we got going right now with Canelo, the best middleweight in the last 25 years, Gennady Golovkin, and your mandatory who's about 36-0 with 35 knockouts in Jaime Munguia. He done punked all 3 of them. But the Zone would rather waste money on people that they know are scared to fight other people in the same weight division. That's what we are, America. And I don't know where the Zone is from, but they know. They learn the market and say, well, we better just go and keep this Canelo thing going on. Eddie Hearn had to have that conversation with Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius, I've tried everything, man. I can't get Canelo to fight you. Now, I'm going to keep promoting him. I'm a promoter, and, Canelo wants me to promote him. I make a lot of money, but I'm going to be doing a lot of lying. It's nothing personal, Demetrius. We just can't get him to fight. We can't force him to get in the ring. And Demetrius, well, why won't you guys just say that it's me, that I'm the one who wants to fight? Well, because if we do that, then, you know, people ain't going to be paying to watch Canelo and Gennady Golovkin. We know they're scared of you, Demetrius, but we can't tell the public, right? This is what's going down. And so-called, those are not fans. I'm a fan of Deontay Wilder. I'm a fan of Joseph Parker. I'm a fan of all my Negro League fighters. Let them mess around and get dope twice. Let them mess around and not mess up negotiations and be scared to fight fighters. I don't follow anybody unconditionally. So I would holler at them. You know what I'm saying? Right? But that's just, so the people that are following this kind of behavior from Canelo are not fans anymore. Fans want Canelo to beat Demetrius Andrade's ass. Charlo's too. Right? But people that are scared that would probably, I ain't going to even go there, but you probably would do that if he would let you, if he'd pull his pants down, you probably would, right? Because there's no reason to like another man that much, period. Now, back to Demetrius Andrade. He's one of the baddest dudes we got boxing right now, and he's been a champion since 2013. So there's no reason for Canelo or nobody else to not want to fight him. He's at Showtime now trying to call out Charlo, which I've said for years. I did not want to really see Demetrius Andrade versus Charlo. You remember that? Hell no to Andrade and Charlo. Hell no to Andrade and Charlo. No, because that is what they want to do. Hey, let's have these brothers cancel each other out, right? And then we can only duck one of them. I don't like to play that game. But at this point in their career, they're both getting older, getting up there, and these guys have been enabled to avoid them for years. So you might as well let the two guys fight, which I don't really appreciate, but I'm not going to be out here screaming for that fight either. But I understand that's what, to feed your family, you're going to have to go on and probably have that fight. So Andrade's now, he's focusing on the Charlos of the world. And after that, it'll probably be David Benavidez, and probably everybody else that Canelo won't fight. Well, we know what time it is with him. So let's see what's up. Yes, it's BS that Canelo wants John Ryder. And your boy Doma told you that it was going to be John Ryder. Now, didn't he? Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.